months ago, I made a promise that the Igbo youth must look different anywhere they are seen in the world. And that promise I'm working very hard to keep to it. Tomorrow, we'll be graduating 15,000 youths. Let me tell you something. I have gone further to negotiate with the Canadian companies. They are sending us special areas of digital. Let me tell you something. I have gone further to negotiate with the European Union companies and Canadian companies. They are sending us special areas of digital skill, which our youth will also learn. And by December this year, 4,000 Igbo youths will be employed in Europe. And once the employment letter comes, the governor will pay for your 8 tickets. I will bring Medicare. I will restore our school system. I will make the teaching profession more meaningful. I will get teachers to come and choose to teach as a choice, not because of lack of jobs. We will do all this. All you owe me, on the 11th of this month, go India, cast your vote, vote for APC. A vote for APC is a vote for prosperity. It's a vote for development. It's a vote for social order. It's a vote for unity. It's a vote for progress. May the Almighty God, the creator of heaven and earth, bless each and every one of you as we vote on Saturday in Jesus' name.
Governor Soludo went ahead to assure the people of his mission in the state seat of power.
The detailed plan rests on 5 key pillars. The first is law and order, and that is homeland peace and security. The second, economic transformation as Nigeria's next axis of industrial, tech, and leisure. And fourth is competitive and progressive social agenda to deal with education, health, youth, women, and vulnerable groups. And then governance, rule of law, and the rebirth of our value system.
He promised to effect radical change to deliver a better Anambra state that will be a model for other states to emulate.
Let the elite in the closet come out and let's debate our future and forge a consensus. The conspiracy of silence by the elite and some of the community leaders must end.
Expectations are high as stakeholders in the state are optimistic that Governor Soludo will redefine governance in the state.
Today, we will unveil and launch our contract within the Anambra. And in the Anambra, here now I say to you, in my hands, here is the People's Manifesto. Here is the Anambra Manifesto. Here is the manifesto. Here is your manifesto. And this manifesto is one that is envisioning Anambra as a 5-star destination to live, to invest, to learn, to work, and to relax and enjoy. These 5 things, we want Anambra to be a livable and prosperous homeland, building on the foundations already laid by our forebears. And we are going to build on these foundations which he has laid. Even now, one of this is our contract within the Anambra. It's a book for prosperity. I am not going to be learning on the job. This is carefully thought through and derived from a collective aspirations of India Anambra for us to continue to build a livable and prosperous homeland. A land that any child born in Anambra will not have an incentive to leave Anambra to go to Abuja or Lagos to look for opportunity. We want an Anambra where people will graduate in other states and will be coming to Anambra to look for opportunities. That is the plan that we have with you. It's a contract that we are going to build and consolidate on the gains already made and continue to take Anambra to far higher levels. That is
Campaign train of the Labour Party governorship candidate in Abia State, Dr. Alex Oti, is on the move yet again, this time in Ikwano local government area of Abia State, where he met stakeholders in the area as well as party supporters to seek their support in the March governorship election. Addressing the crowd, Dr. Oti notes that he has started talking with Chinese investors on the light rail project as documented in his manifesto. Having all the local governments connected by rail is one of the first things he will do if elected.
The easiest, the low-hanging fruit is having every local government and every community connected by road, and that's not rocket science.
He also expresses regret over the deplorable state of roads, health facilities, infrastructure, and education in Abia State.
Maybe it may take a little bit of time, but it's possible and it's not too difficult to do. It's been done elsewhere. And once you do that, you will find that movement will be very easy. To move from Okwa West to Arochukwu may take you less than an hour 30 minutes. Today is a day's journey. To move to Omunnochi from Okwa East may take you just a few minutes. Today it will take you more than half a day. So that's the plan. It's already documented in our manifesto and we'll do it. Thank you. If you have a very great vision, but you are not backing it with funding, of course, that vision is dead on arrival. So one of the first things that we intend to do is to ensure that education is properly funded, the teachers are paid, laboratories are equipped, libraries are equipped, and people who cannot afford to pay fees also get alternatives in terms of scholarships and in terms of bursary awards so that we can support them. Of course, we also have to make teaching a profession that people will like. And how do you do that? You look at, first of all, the remuneration, the conditions of service. Do take-home pays take people home?
One of the major things I think will create wealth. He make sure no a good opportunity to excel. Government Tanyaga government Akorondios in this Yoko Enyehoro happen the other. I don't know when this Yoko a position no we have a corner. I can wait to go for another 8 years. Because government take care of government of the people. Him the pota we nyeru aka. Auro ni ihe mmadụ ga-eri anya erijuola afọ. Ọwụ onye kwuo ya shu ya efu. Mba. Chineke agọziela anyị. Ma mgbe Chineke gọziri gị, ihe o ji gọzie owo ka e wuru ngọzi ndụ ndị ọzọ. Inyere ndị mmadụ aka. Ị na-aba sọsọ gị. Rụchaa ụlọ everywhere. So only one car can go in one time. Only one room can get at one time. There is only so much money we need. That our people are so greedy. And when you get a billion within account na alabeke, COVID those are the things that will not happen under my watch.
The choice before us on Saturday
is a choice of our future. It's a choice of our tomorrow. And the decisions we make this Saturday will determine the 4 years that we want to wake up into. And I want you, as you walk out of your house, to make that decision, to throw away any sentimental reasoning and be rational. Make rational judgments. And I'll tell you, the only rational judgment you can make is to vote resoundingly PDP. And once you vote PDP, I will become your next governor. We're going to serve you with every fiber of our being. We're going to serve you with simplicity. We're going to serve you with honesty. We're going to serve you with moderation, with humility. We're going to serve you with forthrightness. And we're going to take you to that future, to that tomorrow that is here already with us. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Please wait. The Excellency, while you are still standing on the podium, want to do a big one. I want to call on the DG for our Enugu State Intellectuals for Good Governance, Professor Ali Kasir, Director of Strategic Contact, Ethics and Communication UNN to do.
Anchor say, Nature Emego Guinea,
tomorrow is here.
Yenjisi na-eche abịago n'onwe onye ọzọ na choice unu nwe na election na ma mkpa unu nwe karịa m onweghị onye nwe idea ihe unu na-aga through karịa one of you onye ma ebe o si ahapụ unu. So ihe dị mkpa anụgo m ihe ndị unu kwuru. Ọ dị ka oge chairman na-ekwu okwu ọ na-ekwu na mmiri ya abịa in 18 months. O may misunderstand ihe mkpu. Ihe mkpu 180 days. Ihe 180 days. Unu gba ihe tap unu afụ mmiri ọ na-agba. Unu afụ mmiri. Onweghị ka anyị esi justify ya na anyị nwụdị ahịa ahụ na anyị enweghị hospital. Anyị enwe hospital. Unu enwe access to medical care. So enwe hospital, onye ahụ ya gaa na hospital. Anyị make sure na ebe a dị well lighted. Ọkụ ya dị. Chijie ọkụ enwe. Anyị enwe flyover. So no na anyị nwa ka ọ dị n'aka ịpụta on Saturday next week iji PVC anyị mee gịnị ihe anyị na-ekwukwa maka ya ete otu aka all this laudable project anyị na-ekwu maka ya all this na the tip of our index fingers.
All right, in that regard, you've been Speaker of the State Assembly for about 7 years, and you must be very aware of the problems confronting Ebonyi State. Now, tell me, what will be your top 5 priority areas if elected governor?
Education, health, agriculture, basically human capital development, easy of doing business. These are the 5 cardinal things that I think I'm going to consolidate, because that is why I call my campaign consolidation and continuity, divine mandate consolidation and continuity. Because in education, it's not where we are now that we were when we came in 2015. Now we're in 10th position, and before we joined the government in 2015, or before we took over in 2015, we were about number 20-something, and today we're in number 10. And I think if I become the governor, a lot of things will be put in place, and even research centers will be created in all our tertiary institutions. And I know a lot of changes will happen because I schooled here in Ebonyi and I understand the problem of our institution here. And everybody knows that I have the capacity to handle all those problems that is already there.
All right, Honorable Francis, would you...
Then when it comes to the area of health, you know, I said it yesterday that here in Abakaliki, we have a federal teaching hospital. But this federal teaching hospital is not giving us what we need. And we need a functional hospital here in Ebonyi. We built one of the best hospitals by this administration. This administration built one of the best hospitals at Ubru. But from here to Ubru is about 55 minutes, 1 hour drive. And if one is sick or if there's a very big emergency, you can't take somebody from here to Ubru. So we need a one functional hospital here in Abakaliki. I said, the first thing I do is to start building the hospital. There's a building we have here. I said that building, we will put it on integrity test. If the building passes the integrity test, then we'll convert it to a hospital because the building has not been completed. But we can complete it if it passes the integrity test. And we'll start a functional Ebonyi State Teaching Hospital here in Abakaliki. And we'll make it a very functional hospital that will give people help. And in the area of agriculture, I said, look, we'll do more of practical agriculture because all this theoretical agriculture that people do, go to Abuja, you get money from the state government, you get from the federal government, you say you want to go and start building a farm. At the end of the day, you will not see any functional farm going on. Even the state here, we have been giving a lot of money as a support to farmers. But all this money ends up in the hands of those that are not farmers. So I say we'll do more of practical agriculture this time around. And we have people very good. China is developed today, not because of their capacity. They developed because they know their trouble and they started handling it, and they are handling it very well. And that is why they are making use of their population. Here in Ebonyi, the industry we have, the pipe industry that we have, is not all that functioning because we don't have people that manage it. But if you give business people opportunity and specialists opportunity, if you get professionals to come and take over that place, they will handle it with you. And I say, look, we'll give much enable environment for business. Yes, we have built a lot of support for our businessmen here in Ebonyi today. To the extent, Ebonyi State have what they call concession law. If you are doing business here, business is using profit, the state will have a power to write off tax for you, so that it will be like a free trade zone. And it's already going on. There's a law for that in Ebonyi. Because I heard somebody this morning say Ebonyi is the hardest place for one to do business. But these are the people that are contesting election and they don't have one plot of land here in Abakaliki.